Mexican reaction to this at all levels, not just the president of Mexico, but every subset and level of government that Morena controls, which is effectively all of them, is the real face of Morena. Morena has been a supporter of and a friend to leftist dictatorships and autocracies in the region for years. But it really kicked into high gear post 2018 when Morena takes over the Mexican state, and we have to pay attention to that. We have to know that when the president of Mexico, when the Mexican regime, when SRE, all of it comes out and says that the United States has acted unjustly, that you can't do this. It is because they're afraid. It's because they're afraid because they know for sure that they are implicated in the rule of Nicolas Maduro in some fashion. They're ideological friends with him. They're programmatic friends with him, and they have repeatedly in Bolivia, in Venezuela, in Cuba, in Nicaragua, and so on. They have repeatedly extended a helping hand to these hemispheric dictatorships, all leftist autocracies, all narco-states, and they've done it because they're one of them. We have to be really clear about that. And so for whatever cooperation Mexico has given us, particularly in the past year, and they have given some, I think there are people of goodwill within the Mexican state. They're just not in charge. But in terms of fighting particular cartels, note what they don't do, though. They don't give up politicians, all right? So they don't give up their own, which means that the only wins we get are tactical ones. Strategic wins mean that they do give up politicians, and they go ahead and they do turn against their own state cartel synthesis, and they do not do that. And it's a choice that they make not to do that. And they also feel free to be antagonists to the United States. There's no other way to put it. Mexico, like Mexican officialdom, loves to operate on this pretense that they're anti-interventionists, they don't interfere with other countries' affairs. Completely false. Mexico, I said this in the Wall Street Journal piece, has run the most interventionist policy in the Western Hemisphere, bar none, for most of the past decade. It's not even close, even when you throw in the American raid on Caracas. Mexico has intervened in the internal affairs of Bolivia. They've intervened in the internal affairs of Ecuador. They've intervened in the internal affairs of Cuba. They've intervened in the internal affairs of Venezuela. And they've intervened in the internal affairs of the United States of America as well, over and over and over and over. And it's past time that we said so openly, and I would like, in candor, if I could, I would like the State Department to say so openly too, because Mexico does all this, and then they turn around, their officialdom, and they expect to enjoy the benefits of trade with us. Oh, we need USMCA renewed. We need to keep the cross-border traffic flowing. And at a certain point, we have to have the self-respect as Americans to say, you know what, you don't get that benefit. Sure, your economy's flatlining. You've had no growth since 2018 because you're socialist. You're socialist leftists, but that's a you problem. That's not an us problem. And you're not going to get the lifeline that the United States provides you so long as you're fundamentally anti-American. We should reward our friends. And the Mexican regime is not a friend of the United States. And we see that very clearly this week.